So we will be looking into the basic navigation of Microsoft Teams, where we will be exploring the features and functionalities of Teams, as we know that Teams is very diverse. And then from the session together, we will be scheduling Teams and the channel. So we'll get you a feel of how to schedule the Teams and channels. So before we begin, as we go through the today's training, I'd like you to keep this question in mind. What makes an effective online communication platform? So I'd like to hear from you, teachers. How are you feeling about Teams? So can I get a few comments from a few teachers, at least 2 or 3 teachers? Do we have any comments about Teams? How are you feeling so far? I know we have navigated from yesterday and today. How are you feeling? Any comments? Okay, so I'll assume that
Johanna is a comment.
I'm feeling excited. I'm JM Mashel. I'm feeling excited.
You feeling excited?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, Joanna.
Joanna Mashele, I'm feeling excited.
That's good. I'm glad
Can
you
hear
are.
me?
I've been feeling, yes, we can. I've been feeling very excited as well because I see the teachers are very interactive and keen to learn about Teams. So let's get to it. So let's recap about Teams. So today's session is about someone's mic is on. Okay. Today's session is about becoming familiar with Microsoft Teams. The Teams is an app that allows you to explore online communication and collaboration. So basically, through this training, I am not expecting you guys to be an expert in how to use Teams, but at least be able to play around with Teams and see how easy it is to use.
Quinn, if you could just unmute yourself.
Oh, I've muted myself. Okay. As I was saying, in today's session, we will be becoming familiar with Microsoft Teams. This app allows online communication and collaboration. And by the end of this session, I'm not expecting you to be experts on Teams, but I am expecting you to be able to play around with Microsoft Teams just to see how easy it is to use and to explore. So before we begin, I'd like to play you this video where you'll see how to actually create a channel and use Teams. And in this video, I'd like you to look into examples on how different teachers organize teams and channels, and maybe you could get great ideas on how to use it with your teachers. So let's play the video. Let me know if you could hear the sound.
It's playing, Quinn.
So I hear there is no sound. And the video is actually playing.
Sorry, Quinn, were you saying something?
Yes. Can you hear the sound of the video?
Yeah, we can hear the sound. Yeah.
Okay, they seem
Sorry,
to be
plus
people that are not muting their mics. So can you please mute your mics because I'm struggling to. Is everybody good now? Yes.
Okay, I
So
have
can I
Natalie.
play the Can I play the video while we okay? Okay, I'll play the video again.
Yes, I think it's fine now, Quinn.
Okay. All right. So in this video, we know that once you've explored Microsoft Teams, you're probably wondering how to actually use it with your teachers and your colleagues. So the first thing that you must do is to actually create teams or the channels. Okay, and I'll be taking you through that step by step. So in Teams, what you've noticed is that Teams is amazing for facilitating collaboration and communications between teachers and students. It allows you to collaborate, to talk, to chat, to share files, or even to use external tools such as Flipgrid. So now we're going to go through how to actually use Microsoft Teams and deep dive into the tools and features that Microsoft Teams has. Firstly, when you click on Microsoft Teams, this is the page that you land on. So Teams is extremely versatile, which means that there are many tools and features that are there and can be confusing at times. Today, we're going to learn the basics of finding your way around Teams app so that you are able to start thinking on how you might use it in your class. So Teams has three main space. In this space, there is the Me space, where in the Me space, it's divided into two areas, which is the app bar as well as the left rail. So basically what you click on the app bar will show on the left rail. So for example, if we click on, okay, sorry about that. Someone has taken control of my presentation. Excuse me. So when you click, as you can see here, we have clicked on Teams. This is Teams. And on Teams, we have three team sessions that have been created, which is the Language Arts, Algebra 101, Language Arts 101, Chess Team, and Test Team. And in each and every teams, there are channels that are created. Okay, and then we have the We space. In the We space, we get to know the class navigation as well as the tabs that are in the We space. So there you could see that there is, excuse me, you could see that there is a class navigation whereby we are in the class language arts and the general tab. And in each of these, there are other tabs such as conversation, files, class notebook, assignment, syllabus, and you can add even more tabs as you need. Okay, I'll be taking you through on how to actually use Microsoft Teams using my team session and how to create how to create teams, how to, excuse me, I'll have to go through a few of the slides. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to navigate the Microsoft Teams app. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and then share my Microsoft Teams and show you how to create teams. Okay, so when you click on Teams, this is the page that I land on. So if I wanted to create a Microsoft Teams, like a team space, I will have to go down, scroll down, and I'll see the part that says join or create team. I will then click on join or create team and then click create team. In here, you could either create from an existing Office 365 group, or you could build your team from scratch. When you get here, you will then click public, where anyone in your organization can join, or you could click private, or only people that you need to join the session could actually join. So we will click on public. Once you've clicked on public, you'll then have to give your teams a name. So we would probably call this grade 11 class. And then you could give a description of this is about maths or science and so forth. And then you create. So once you've created your teams, you have the option to add members to your teams. This is where you add the people that will be part of your Microsoft Teams group. So you could add anybody by typing a name. If the person appears on your list, they are part of your organization, and you click on them. Or rather, if you'd like to invite someone who is external, you could type in their email address and actually invite them as guests. That way you could add anybody so that they're able to have access to the class as well. Just let it load a bit, and then you close. So now we are in the team that we have created just now. This is the grade 11 class. So in each and every teams that you create, there is the general tab, where in this general tab, you have a platform where you can post. This is where you start your conversation with your learners and your teachers. And you have the files tab. This is where you add any file that you want. You could either add PowerPoint, PDF, Word, or any file that you'd like to. And then if for instance, there's a person that you forgot to add and you would like to continue to add, you will click on the 3 dotted bars and you will click on add member. And that is where you will add a person that you have forgotten to add. To create a meeting, you will go to calendar. So let's say you wanted to create a meeting for your learners or your colleagues. You'll go to calendar, and once you get to calendar, you'll click to new meeting. You can either click meet now if you have the number of people that you'd like to meet with, or you could actually create a meeting for a certain date that you'd like to meet in. So in this new meeting, you will put in the title that you like to your meeting to be called, and you'll have to put in the emails of the people that you'd like to join your meeting. You set the date as well as put the details of the meeting. On the details of the meeting, once you have inserted those details, at the bottom, there will be a link where people will join your meeting. You will then save your meeting and it will send through the invites to your guests. Okay, so we have sorted out calendar. So I'll go back to my teams. And now I'll show you how to record or to share a screen. So now since I'm joining the session right now as we speak, if you'd like to record a session, you will click on the 3 dotted bars next to the chat box. And then you will click on start. Right now, Ms. Omashni Naidu is recording the session, and therefore I cannot click on the stop recording because she is recording the session. But that is where you will then click start recording. If you'd like to share your screen, you will click on this box that has an arrow that's showing up. Mine currently is showing an arrow with a cross because I'm already sharing my screen with you guys. So once you have done that, you are able to share your screen with your learners and your colleagues. Okay, let's say you'd like to create a background of your video when you are showing a camera to people. So you'll click on show background effect, and there you will select a background that will suit you when your camera is on. Okay, mine is still loading just to show you. That is how you actually do your background, change your background settings. And then I think that is it. So is there anything else you'd like to know on Teams so I could show you now? Anyone? Any questions so far? I'm assuming
Hello,
everybody.
again, Queen.
Hi.
It's Mtladi.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to relate to, remember earlier on, I think it's Mhleli from
Yes.
Dr. Sam, I think, yeah. I requested him to add me on his team, and I think he was saying you are not part of the team and all that. So maybe if we can have him on board so that he can understand the way you presented. I wonder whether he did join the let me check on the participants. I think I'm not so sure. It's Mhleli, I think.
All right. So the
Yeah,
question was that, how do I add someone who's not part of the organization? As I said, when you go to Teams and you click on your team session, like your grade 11 class, you will click on the three dotted bullets, and then you click on add member. If you're part of that organization, if you click Omashni, you will see that Omashni is part of my organization. But if someone is not part of my list, as that person has stated, an email address, then you'll be able to invite them as guests to your team session. And then you add invite as a guest. Was that clear, Motadi?
Yeah, for me, it is. I just wanted to check with Mr. Chwete. I think it's Mhleli Chwete.
Okay.
If maybe he's fine with the presentation.
Okay. So now I'll show you how to create a channel under a team that you have created. So now we created a team called Grade 11 Plus. And when you want to create a channel, you will click on the three dotted bullets and you'll click add a channel. In this channel, it could be the subjects that you specialize in, such as yes.
Okay, it's Clement here.
Yes, Clement.
I was also with Mr. Chwete. We also tried to add Mukodi using the same step and punching in their emails. It still refuses to add them, even if we add their emails.
Okay, so one thing I've learned is that if the email address is wrong, you won't be able to add the person. For example, if it was Motladi and space dot and the surname, let's say Sefala, at gmail.com, you won't be able to add a person because there is an issue with the email address. So you need to always make sure that the email address is correct for you to be able to add the person as a guest. Does that make sense?
Hello, Queen.
So we need to make yes.
Hello, Queen.
Hi, I'm listening.
Yeah, it's Mr. Chwete here. No?
Yes.
I tried to add a member, and I verified the email address is correct. But then it said we couldn't find any matches. And it didn't give me that option that I'm seeing with you that says add a member as a guest.
Would you like
or am
to
I
share
having
your
a wrong version of the Teams?
Would you like to share your screen so we could see what you're talking about?
In which way?
So you see, as I explained how to share your screen, where there's a box. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and then where there's a box with an arrow, that's where you will click to share your screen and show me what steps you have done from your homework.
I've got a screenshot on my phone.
Are you? So you're not able
yeah. Yeah, no, I understand you with the steps, but then now where it says add member, I added the member with a correct email address, but still it didn't give me the option to add the member as a guest. It just said we couldn't find any matches.
So
how do you
Mashni, would you
overcome
like
that?
to help me there?
Sorry, Mr. Shweta, I didn't hear the last part of you said that you tried to add a member, but you got
email address.
right.
After typing the correct email address, it still keeps on giving a message below that says we couldn't find any matches. It doesn't automatically change like the one of Queen, where it says add the member as a guest.
Okay, so tell me the type of email address that you had. Was it the Gauteng one, like the one you have?
Yeah, the Gauteng
or was
one
it a Gmail?
where I was adding material.
Okay, so let us take that offline.
The government
Let
one.
me spend some time. Let's spend some time after the session, and then we can work together. Or if you want to share your screen and just show us on your side what you tried to do, just so that we can see. Because if there's something we can't resolve, then we'll send it on to Microsoft to help. Because sometimes, remember, we are just users in the domain. So like you have a Gauteng email address, you are a user on the Gauteng domain. Now, whomever set it up as a domain, they may not have given us permission to add guests. So we need to just check what happened. So if you can show us what's on your screen, or even send us your screen grab, that's okay too. And then we can test it for you.
Oh.
Okay.
I also tried to invite Queen as well. It gave me the same message.
Oh, did it? So it might just be disabled on your side, but if you can send us the screen grab,
like you are saying.
and then let us see how we can try and get it enabled on for the domain.
Okay, afterwards it's fine.
All right, super. Thanks, Mr. Shweta.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Is there anyone that would like to share their screen and show us how they've created their teams as homework before? Just to see if we have done the previous homework.
Oh, Ashley, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. No, I thought I'm out of the meeting. I was
Okay,
just
so
testing. It's for the first time, sorry.
Okay, so is everybody okay with the steps I've shown?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, somebody else had a question?
Yes.
Elsie?
Hi, Elsie speaking. Hi. Quinn, I have a question. How many people can you put in the teams to have a meeting at the same time? The capacity.
And then?
Yes, you can answer it.
Okay, so Elsie, the official number in a Teams meeting is 250 people. And if you wanted to have more than 250 people, you'd host a live event. And there it can take more than 1,000 people at a time.
Oh, all right. And then they can log in, talk comfortably without any disturbances, with delays and cutting off videos. Is there anything that you can do to remedy that, to stop from getting disturbances maybe, or cut off the videos or the delays of the voices?
Okay, so from our side, remember the bandwidth throughout South Africa is not the same. So those people that are like next to a tower would probably have better signal than somebody who's in a rural spot where there isn't a point of presence. So we can't really control the bandwidth and whether there'll be any lags or delays. But what we have been doing is recording the sessions. And when you record the session, it records fully and without any issues. And what you can do thereafter is just share the recording for those that perhaps may have had some intermittent, unstable connectivity. So one can never really say, you know, we can, you know, ensure that the lag is not felt or that the sound carries well. But all we can do is just try. But Teams is an international space, remember, and there are local servers basically hosting it, so there shouldn't be issues around bandwidth constraints around it. But as I said, it all depends on the kind of connectivity you have and the points of presence that are available.
All right then. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we still have another question?
Quinn, I think Motladi had said that when the Teams is on the calendar, the icon does not appear. Maybe Motladi can just explain, or if not, just take people through the calendar and show them how to schedule again, and then sort of show how to join a session from that calendar invite.
Yeah, thank you, Omashni. Actually, it's the team icon, the calendar icon. Like at the moment, let me share the desktop with you. And we saw this thing yesterday. We don't have the calendar icon on the left-hand side. No? Let me share the screen with you. Can you see my screen?
Share it.
I did. Can you see?
It'll probably take a couple of moments. Let's wait for it.
Okay. And it also happened yesterday, even from also on the laptop of my other colleague that I was helping. There is no calendar icon, and we try to set the 3 buttons on the other side, on the side where we can get apps. Let me check the top ones, the 4 squared apps. We couldn't find the 3 buttons also.
I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but I can't I can't see your shared screen.
You can.
Maybe just click on share again. And then
you know what, Omashni, there's screen share and whiteboard. Should I click on the screen share or the whiteboard?
Screen share.
Yes, screen share.
Okay, I did click on screen share, and I'm clicking also on share. Ne?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see now?
Nothing's appeared on my side yet.
Nothing on my side as well. So maybe when you click on your share screen, it should give you options below, maybe for like a desktop or a window or a PowerPoint.
No, it's only showing the. You know, let me print screen and send through WhatsApp then.
Okay, do that. Do that.
I think yeah, it's not. Let me print screen. Okay, you can check it on WhatsApp.
Okay, super. Thanks,
now on WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams.
Please share it on our chats as well, so maybe we could see as well while we're on the session. Okay, I'll take you through calendar as well. So usually when there is no calendar on the app bar, you'll have to click on the 3 dotted bullets for more added apps. So because my calendar is already appearing on my app bar, I won't see it here. So I'll take you through on how to set up a meeting again. So you will click on calendar. And then once you're on calendar, yes.
If you could share your screen, please, darling.
Oh, sorry about that. Screen. Okay. So I think we're good now. So to set up a meeting on your calendar, so usually I know that on the app bars, we usually don't have the same apps lined up. So some would have activity, teams, and calls, or activities, teams, and files. So usually to get a calendar, you'll have to click on these 3 dotted bullets, and then you'll be able to see calendar. But because my calendar is already on the app bar, I can just go directly and click on it. So once we're on the calendar, to set up a meeting, you go to new meeting. And then from here, you put in all the details, the name of your meeting, the people that you want to be part of your meeting, the email addresses of those people. You select your channel, your date, as well as the meeting information, and then you save. So once you save, the meeting information will be sent to your attendees. Is that one clear? Or you could go to Meet Now.
Oh. Network.
Yes, the sound is not carrying very nicely, Quinn. Maybe if you want to just repeat what you've said. I'm not sure whether it's just my side that connectivity is not good or whether it's everybody else too.
Yeah, and we were struggling, Omashni, sorry for that. We were struggling with connectivity. I couldn't hear the better part of the calendar thing. But I hope you saw the attachment that I did on WhatsApp. So, yeah. Hello?
Hi, Matladi. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
I'll ask Quinn to please just repeat the calendar story.
Hello?
And I'll paste. Hello?
Wow.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think the network connectivity challenge here, but I'm saying I did attach it on WhatsApp, and I don't have those 3 dots on the side, on the left-hand side, where I can actually look for the app. So, yeah. Hello? Yeah, no, still gone.
Hi, Matladi. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, mate. No, I'm saying I did the attachment, and also for my colleague, I'm with my colleague here. It's still the same thing. So we don't have those the 3 dots on the other side underneath those icons. So I don't know. Maybe we should look somewhere on the left. On top of activity, there's also four squarish dots. Maybe we can find it there. I'm not so sure about it. No, it doesn't give me that option. I know. Connectivity is a challenge now. We're losing each other here. Ish.
Quinn, maybe you want to try and do the calendar again. And if that doesn't work, we'll have to, perhaps 3 o'clock is not a great time. Maybe we'll have to sort of bring it earlier, like 2 o'clock in a further session, just so that we try and be on a call when other people are not.
Okay, Mashni.
Okay. Quinn, are you there? Maybe Quinn is not there.
May have lost it. Everyone else is still on board. It's
okay.
Just
Okay, well, let me take you through the calendar invites then, whilst we're waiting for Quinn to come back on the call. Right, so as Quinn was sort of saying, whenever you are scheduling a new meeting, you go to the calendar icon, which is available on your taskbar. I just want to see if I'm sharing my screen. Let me just see. Am I sharing my screen? Okay, so Right. So basically, you go to the calendar icon. When you click on the calendar icon, it opens up a calendar like you would experience everywhere else on Outlook or Gmail if you're using. So let's say we want to set up a meeting at 3 p.m. So you'll see it's 3 p.m. here, but if you're wanting another time, you can always go to that specific time. So let's say I'm setting up a session from 10:30 to 11:30. And when I select that time slot, it allows me to create a meeting. So and I can say I'm having a GDE meeting and required attendees. Now, Kun mentioned that here is where you must paste in the email addresses of the people you want to invite to your meeting. So if you have a list of people, for example, then you copy all of their email addresses in one shot. Copy the entire lot of email addresses and you just paste them all in that little block. And what will happen is it appears there. And you can then use the optional bar. So you can say optional. So required attendees, optional attendees. So let's say your teachers are the required attendees, but optional attendees could be your subject advisor. It could be a district official, just so that you want to include somebody else just in case, or maybe your principal or your HOD or somebody like that. So in this box is where you check whether the date is correct. Is the date correct? Is it the Thursday? Is it the 7th? Then you make sure. Then you check the time and you say, okay, is it 10:30 a.m. or 10:30 p.m.? You make sure before you sort of confirm the date. And then you just say for an hour. And let's say, for example, you want to have a weekly meeting. If you are having a weekly meeting at the same time, let's say you're choosing Thursdays, 10:30 to 11:30 is your weekly meeting. And then you can set up a repeat and you can say repeat weekly. So then you don't have to keep on setting up a new meeting every Thursday. You can set it up already so that it's on repeat. And then adding a channel, as Kun was saying, when you click on add a channel, so depending on the channels that you are going to be creating. So let's say you are the HOD for maths and you want to have a meeting for all of your maths teachers in the school. And you have now created a maths team. And let's say on a Thursday, 10:30, you want to meet with only the grade 8 teachers. So somewhere in your teams here, you might have created a channel for grade 8 teachers only. And then you'll include that team. So you will be able to choose the channel that you want to include. So only for grade 8s, maybe for the whole school, maybe for your entire SMT. So you decide who you want to invite, but it's not necessary for you to have that filled in. So you can just leave it blank if you're not sure. Location, generally, if there was a location where you were going to be meeting physically, you'd put that physical address. But because it's online, you don't have to add anything there. Now, details of the meeting, you can give a short description if you wanted. You can write very quickly what it is you wanting to accomplish. So let's say you're going to be discussing the annual teaching plan, and you're going to be talking about what's going to happen 1st of June. For example, so you're going to say we're discussing ATP, I don't know what term we're going to call it now. It's still term 2 or term 3, maybe, I don't know what we're calling it, but the term. And then we say, we're talking about what we're doing for the particular subject. And as Kun was saying, is when you are done with that, you must finish all these and you must click save. If you don't click save, you are not going to save any of these. So you see, I set up a session. Let me just scroll up and you can see that I scheduled the session. So you'll see, I scheduled the session now. So when you click on this session, you'll be able to say, now, because I didn't invite anybody, let me invite Matipelo. And let me invite Motladi. Okay, so it found it very nicely. So I'm going to send an update. Now, because I've sent an invite to people, then it becomes a proper meeting. And then when I click here, you'll be able to see that you have the chat, you have the files, and then there's a link there to join meetings. So now you can take this invite, and let's say the person you're inviting doesn't have, is not on your WhatsApp group. So you can email this invite, or you can copy the link and you can paste it in your WhatsApp group. Now, if you look at this link here, you can't really see what it is, but if you right click on this link, do you see? When you right click on the link, it gives you an option to copy the link or open the link. And when you copy the link, it gives you the URL, and then you can just paste it on the WhatsApp group and say, hey, teachers, we're having a session on Thursday at 10:30. Here's the link. And then you're basically done. And then at the allotted time, 10:30, you just click on the link and you'll be able to join the meeting. Okay, are you with me?
Yes, we are with you.
All right, perfect. All right, so let me just get back to the main screen. So I'm going to discard all these changes. I'm
Sorry
not sure
to
whether,
disturb.
yes, sir, I see.
Hello.
Yes, hello, sir.
Hi, how are you? This is Wilson here. Yes, I wanted to verify the process of sharing the URL or the
Okay.
link. Yeah. Immediately when I type in that the comment box. Mashni, with me?
Yes, I can hear you. Somebody's lovely baby is crying. I'm not sure who. Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
someone
So
must
you are
mute
asking.
the mic. Yeah, I was saying as soon as I type into the comment box, say
Yes.
if should I decide to.
Sorry, Spo, are you there? Maybe unmute your mic again.
Can you hear me, Omashni?
Yes, yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
Good.
Ask the question.
I was saying, share, if I want to share the link, like you saying that if I want to share the link, I can share the link on WhatsApp. So I mean, the link for the meeting, for the scheduled meeting, I'll only find it after I've captured some data on the comment box. Say, if I want to put in the agenda, I type in the agenda. And then does that automatically becomes the link or what? Because I just saw you typing the objectives of the meeting, right?
Right.
And yeah. You can you go back to the screen again?
Right. So I'm going back to my meeting. Can you see? Right. So you're saying
Yes,
you plug in the whole agenda and whatever things that you're adding, right? Now, when you look at the bottom there, the Teams link is there already.
Yeah.
Right. So when you are on this hyperlink, see, I'm highlighting it. And if you right click on the hyperlink, it says copy link.
So automatically as I type in, it creates a link.
That's right. It copies, it sets it up already, but you must save, right? And you must save this for that link to be then activated. So when you send this update, it's now in my system already. So now when I go back and I go into that meeting invite, once I'm done with the whole invitation and save the links and all of that, I go right click and I say copy link. And I've got a WhatsApp app that's on my laptop already because it's very easy. Then what I do is I just open up the app here, and let's say I belong to a group, and I just paste the link in there and say, colleagues, our meeting for maths grade 8 Thursday 10:30 is set. Here's the meeting link.
Okay, no, thanks.
And you can also, remember, you can send it via multiple platforms. You can send it via email, paste it on a WhatsApp group. If you have a school website and you have that. So if you use Telegram, so you have a number of different things that you can then use at your disposal to disseminate that link. As long as you have the URL itself, then you are able to use what you need, from the list.
Okay, no,
Okay.
I've got that.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay, super. All right. Are there any other questions? I think Quinn is back. Sorry, Quinn, I hijacked your session once when you disappeared.
Yeah,
Okay.
I realized after that I'm talking to myself and I don't know what's happening. So I Skyped Matapel and she told me I lost connection. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, perfect. Well, you carry on. So I just took everybody through calendar again. I think there were a couple of sort of questions, but those one-off ones we'll deal with after this meeting, and then we'll send feedback to everybody as well, just so that they all have. And I think also, what was the other thing? So any sort of things that we resolve, we'll send a notification to Matloadi, so she'll be able to put it in your WhatsApp group so that everybody is still aware of how to resolve particular issues or questions that we found during our session. Okay, over to you, Quinn.
All right. I'm assuming we have touched all the basics of Microsoft Teams, and now we are moving to the homework session. Let me share my screen. Okay, so just to confirm, is my screen shared?
Yeah, it is shit.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah,
so this is your homework.
Yes, it's
Your
shared.
other homework. Thank you so much. This is your homework from your first homework. So now, since you are able to create teams, we would like you to plan and create team for your subject. And in this subject team, we would like you to invite colleagues who are teaching the same subject or grade. And in this team, for example, let's say you created a team and it's called mathematics. We would like you to create different channels under the mathematics teams. And those channels, you could have algebra, you could have fractions, and you could have another topic for mathematics. And then once you've created your team channels, we would like you to add files. It could be a lesson that you have created on algebra, and also chat with your colleagues, have a meeting about your lessons so that you're able to see how actually Microsoft Teams works. And then in this session of you creating teams, we would like you to add Matapelo and myself as well. But as we said, we are struggling to add members outside the organization. We'll find out from Microsoft Teams what could be the problem from that part. So are we clear with the homework?
Sounds interesting.
Queenie,
Yes.
may I also request that they include me so that I can check progress as to who's where and how and what?
Yes, definitely. So please do include Mutladi as well on the teams. Well, this is until we figure out what is the issue with adding a member onto your teams. I hope we're clear. I hope we're clear on that one. So we are moving to planning. Someone's mic is on. Okay, so now we plan ahead. So think about the one feature of Teams that you think you could use for the next couple of days. This could be chats, could be files, it could be Teams itself, or it could be anything. So we would like you to explore and think about how you might use it with your colleagues and your students or in class. So we would like you to also share your responses by commenting in the conversations of the general tabs and explore the chats in general. Read your colleagues' responses, reply to them, comment, and also share files together. So basically now we want you guys to be able to explore how it is to actually share your screen, how it is to share files, and also help each other out as team is about. It's about communication and collaboration. So that is what we require from you. So we have, this is a summary of how Team is. I'm hoping you could see it clearly. This is your summary. When you log on to Teams, this is what you will find. Whether you have created your Teams as yet or not, this is what you'll find. You'll see where you log in. That's where you see Ms. Omashni's beautiful face. And then you'll see where you add tabs on your channels. You'll see your search bar or your comment bar. And then you'll see where you start your chats. From there, you move to your app bars where you will see your activities, you'll see your chats, you'll see where to create teams, and you'll be able to see your team's names as well as the channels that you've created under teams. And also, you'll also see where you are able to create or join a team. So this is the summary of everything that we have explained so far. Is there any question before I move along?
I have a question.
Yes.
I wanted to find out, does with regards to the emails, when you're adding people, their emails, are they supposed to be specific, maybe for Gmail, or it could be any email, maybe Yahoo, Gmail, or whatever email service provider, if I may put it that way?
It could be any email service provider, because so far I have been able to send through to Gauteng, government emails. I've been able to send through to Yahoo and Gmail. Omashni, is there a way to set that up, or is it automatic?
Okay. So basically on the SchoolNet side, I know that as admin people, we were able to go into the admin side. Remember when I think it was Mr. Trete was asking a question around inviting specific people, I said we needed to verify that the domain has those things included. So on our side, what we were able to do is to go into how it was set up and then just basically tick that we allow guest access. And what I did was I whitelisted. That means I added the domains .gmail.com, yahoo.com, live.com. So all of those sort of suffixes to emails addresses, I put it in there so that it would allow anybody's email address to be accepted into the call. So we'll chat to Mutladi and make sure that we check on the back end of the Gauteng department logins, whether that it's allowed. Okay, so, but when it is allowed, anybody's email address is allowed.
Okay.
Can I respond to this one of emailing Omashni, especially for the GDE schools? Colleagues, we were forced to use the GDE schools emails rather than your Gmails, because remember, 365 needs to be bought, and we cannot all afford to buy a license for 365 now, because a Department of Education, GDE, has bought for each educator. Hence, you're using the GDE. You need to be in the domain of GDE so that you can have access to the free 365 that was bought already by GDE. So it's a question of the licensing issue.
Motadi, does this, just to find out, does this also include when you want to invite a guest teacher into your teams? Let's just say the teacher uses a different types of email address. Weren't they able to join your session? Is that how it's set up, that only the government people can actually join the sessions?
I think they can join it, but it will be there free. You know, remember Teams also has it's free for a year, some a freeway for a year, and you know that one could. That's what I used to use before when I was doing the meetings with my other project meetings. But on this one, we wanted people to have license so they can use other features of 365. Like Node and Outlook for 365, those that are going to use for collaboration. Hence, we created emails for them. But they can use it as a free Teams, those other guests and all that. The Gmail, they can use as a free way.
All right. Thank you so much, Matladi.
Okay.
Okay, so moving along, so there is additional resources that you could go through to learn and understand Microsoft Teams further. And these are the YouTube videos that Somashni Naidu has she has found for you guys to look through and learn as much as possible. I will share the links with all the teachers I've invited, and you can go through them during your spare time. Okay, so when is our next session? So our next session is on Monday. So Monday, 11 May at 10 a.m. we'll have another session. So if you have any questions, you can send them to me at quintres@schoolnet.org.za or matapelo@schoolnet.org.za. Are we good on that one?
Can you
Also,
Yes.
sorry,
Yes,
guys.
we're
Can
good.
you also not limit to emails? If they don't mind to use the chat on Teams or the chat on WhatsApp, as long as we can actually find or get connected to whoever I want to talk to. Is it fine?
yes, that's also fine.
Yeah, let's not limit them to emails. Maybe some of them will say we don't have we can only access, because WhatsApp is very cheap, colleagues. Remember, there's a light version of WhatsApp. So in the meantime, I'm just, I don't know, I'm just thinking around the teachers to say, because we're not buying them data, let them use maybe for those questions WhatsApp in the meantime, and then once as they want to save data for the online training.
Okay, so since we have I think we're gonna have multiple questions, but the questions can be sent to Motladi's WhatsApp group, and also Pindi and Matapelo, the WhatsApp group that you have with our Telkom teachers. You can also, if they have questions, they can send on that WhatsApp, and you can send it to me, and I can respond back if that's possible as well.
Can I
Just to
also
make it.
Can I add Matapelen or Mashni also on the platform, colleagues, so that everybody can see whatever and any question and answer immediately?
That will be on their permission. I'm not too sure if they would like that. Ms. Omashni, is that fine with you?
I don't mind being a part of it, but just definitely include Quinn, because I think she'll be best
She is
placed to
already
sort of
in.
respond. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
she is already in.
yeah. So from my side, yes, you can do. I'm not sure if
Okay.
Matapela's on the call and she wants to say yes, she's allowed. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. So also remember that SchoolNet has social media platforms that are running. So please do follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, view our YouTube videos. I will also upload all the videos that we're having now on our YouTube channel. And yeah, so thank you for joining us today. You have been a lovely group to work with. If you have any questions, I'm available at any time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Colleagues, any questions?
Thank you very much.
Is there any questions
Thank
before we
you.
end the session?
Sibonge kakhulu.
Sibonge mina, baba. Do we have any questions before we end the session?
Hello, Queen. Queen, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. I just want just a humble request. Ne?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, in the morning, Omashni used a PowerPoint presentation, and you also have used another PowerPoint presentation. Can those be made available?
Ms. Omashni Naidu, would you like to answer that?
We can make the okay. So the files are quite large. That's the only problem with sharing them. We can make the links sort of available. The PowerPoint shows, as well as the recordings to these sessions, so you still have them available and you're able to go through. We can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will share them as soon as possible.
Hi, Matladi. Yes.
I can see we have I can see Philip under 5. Hello?
Hi, Matadi, we can hear you.
Yeah. I can see under files. Under the tab file, there are some documents that you actually uploaded. Pinterest and Omashni. I'm not sure whether it's part of the presentations or what. Maybe we can also access them on under files, because I see you have 3 already.
Yeah, so
under the files tab.
What we did there was all of the resources. So like the videos and things that we include in the PowerPoints, we've included in those video packs. So any other additional tutorials as well, just to enable you. I know we're giving you guys homework now and we're not going to be with you physically, but what we've done is share the resources so that you can go through in your own time, self-paced learning, and then you can go through and ask us questions as well. We're still available for that. All right.
All right.
Okay, colleagues, can you believe there's another whole hour that we've gone through? I'll let Quinn wrap up, but thank you for joining from my side. Quinn, over to you.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for bearing with me during this presentation, even when I lost my connection. It was lovely to have a session with you guys, and I'm still available for questions at any time. As I promised the teachers that I'll help after the session, we can get through with it just after when we end the session. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely day.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Johanna Mashele. Thank you very much. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well done, Johanna.
Hello, Queen.
Hi.
Hi. I joined you late, guys, so I needed your contact number so that I can get the information.
Okay, I was Joanna.
And get the catch up how to work on.
Colleagues, before we leave, and okay.